In today's global market, a single name can redefine an entire industry. Among the countless names in entertainment, fashion, and lifestyle, one stands out in a way that pushes even trillion-dollar corporations to reconfigure their strategies: Jungkook. The youngest member of the globally dominant BTS has become more than an artist, he has turned into a phenomenon. Yet the real intrigue lies not in his talent alone, but in the relentless pursuit of him by a certain brand whose identity, though not openly revealed, has long dominated both the financial and consumer landscapes. For industry insiders, the brand's eagerness to secure Jungkook is a case study in how modern marketing has shifted from traditional celebrity endorsements to cultural alignment, emotional resonance, and global relevance. This pursuit is not just about attaching a face to a product. It is about a trillion-dollar empire recognizing that its influence, though vast, is incomplete without aligning itself to the singular cultural power of Jungkook. And while this company's name remains deliberately blurred within industry conversations, the magnitude of its reach is undeniable. Whether it is in technology, luxury, lifestyle, or a hybrid of them all, this brand has recognized a truth. Jungkook is not simply an ambassador. He is the bridge between global markets, generations, and identities. The world has entered an era where financial dominance does not guarantee cultural dominance. A brand may command trillions in valuation, but without cultural anchors, it risks becoming irrelevant in conversations that matter. For decades, corporations believed sheer size ensured survival. Today, the equation has shifted. Cultural figures shape markets more rapidly than financial institutions can adapt. This is the reality confronting the brand in question. Jungkook's presence guarantees entry into spaces where brands cannot purchase access through money alone, social media virality, fan-driven movements, and intergenerational loyalty. His influence extends from teenagers discovering his artistry on platforms like TikTok to established professionals who see him as a fashion icon, lifestyle, role model, or even a representation of ambition fulfilled. For the brand, this is not merely about boosting sales, but securing longevity in a shifting market. Jungkook becomes the rare key capable of unlocking audiences that no financial power can buy outright. In industry discussions, the deliberate masking of the brand's identity is strategic. Publicly declaring intent could disrupt negotiations, inflate competition, or signal weakness. Yet within the world of brand consultants and market researchers, the outlines are clear. This is not a mid-tier company searching for visibility. It is a financial juggernaut already known for shaping lifestyles worldwide. The secrecy adds to the narrative. Why would a company so powerful go to such lengths to pursue one individual? The answer is layered. On one hand, the brand acknowledges that consumer loyalty has become fragile. On the other, it recognizes that Jungkook offers something money cannot replicate: credibility. His ability to move markets, whether in fashion, technology, or entertainment, represents a kind of authenticity that advertising budgets cannot manufacture. The blurred name, then, becomes symbolic. It is less about who the brand is and more about what it represents: an empire willing to bend its pride to secure the future relevance Jungkook guarantees. Brands traditionally chase figures who represent aspirational ideals: athletes, actors, models. Jungkook goes further. He embodies not only aspiration, but relatability. His story, from a trainee with uncertainty to a global icon, is one of persistence and authenticity. The trillion-dollar brand recognizes that consumers today do not just want products, they want stories, alignment, and figures whose personal narratives enhance the value of what they purchase. Jungkook, offers this in abundance. Consider the measurable impact. When Jungkook was associated with campaigns in fashion and lifestyle, online engagement surged beyond projections. Hashtags involving his name trended globally within minutes, regardless of time zone. Stock prices of certain companies saw upticks simply from his appearance in promotions. For a trillion-dollar brand, whose scale often makes incremental growth difficult, the opportunity is clear. Jungkook offers not just cultural resonance, but measurable financial returns. Data analysts within the brand's structure likely track not only sales conversion, but also secondary metrics, social media mentions, search engine trends, and global press coverage. Jungkook repeatedly demonstrates the ability to generate earned media at a scale that surpasses paid campaigns worth millions. To ignore this would be to surrender relevance to competitors already aligning with figures of his caliber. Hence, the chase is not a luxury, it is an operational necessity. Another dimension lies in geography. Brands of this scale already dominate established markets, but expansion into emerging economies requires cultural footholds. Jungkook represents a gateway. His influence in Southeast Asia, Latin America, Europe, and the United States provides a rare universality. While many stars have regional or linguistic limitations, Jungkook navigates seamlessly across borders. For a brand seeking to not only maintain but expand dominance, this is the ultimate advantage. Moreover, Jungkook's identity aligns with modern cultural ideals. Diversity, inclusivity, and global interconnectedness. For a trillion-dollar company often criticized for its monopolistic presence, attaching itself to a figure who embodies these values offers more than marketing, it provides reputational repair. In essence, Jungkook is not just a celebrity partner, but a reputational safeguard. Beyond data, strategies, and valuations, there lies a subtler truth. Jungkook inspires genuine connection. His artistry and public persona invite not only admiration, but personal investment from audiences. Consumers see reflections of their aspirations, struggles, and triumphs in him. For a brand, aligning with such energy means not just transactional growth, but generational loyalty. The pursuit, then, becomes layered. It is not simply a corporation offering contracts and sponsorships. It is a recognition that Jungkook represents a kind of modern cultural infrastructure where art, identity, and commerce converge. To secure him is to secure a foothold in the future itself. This hidden rivalry illustrates how one artist can shift global business dynamics. It is no longer about traditional competition, product versus product, service versus service. Instead, it is about who secures cultural dominance first. Jungkook becomes the deciding factor in an invisible war waged through contracts, exclusivity agreements, and brand positioning. The narrative is often told from the brand's perspective, but the other side of the equation is equally important: Jungkook. For him, every partnership carries weight not only professionally, but personally. Aligning with a brand of this scale comes with both benefits and burdens. On one hand, it offers him unprecedented reach, resources, and influence. On the other, it risks placing him at the center of a corporate chess game where every move is scrutinized. Jungkook's challenge is to balance authenticity with strategic alignment. Fans trust him because he feels genuine. He is not seen as someone who simply attaches his name to the highest bidder. Accepting a partnership with this trillion-dollar company could amplify his global presence, but it must align with his image, values, and long-term vision. Otherwise, the authenticity that makes him valuable could be undermined. This tension reveals why negotiations are so complex. The brand cannot merely offer financial incentives. It must demonstrate understanding of Jungkook's story, his artistry, and his fanbase's expectations. Without this, even the largest offer could be declined. The pursuit of Jungkook is not limited to one market. Instead, it represents a global tug-of-war over cultural relevance. For example, Western corporations see him as the key to securing relevance in Asia, where consumer bases are expanding rapidly. Conversely, Asian companies view him as the figure who can cement their presence in Western markets, traditionally resistant to non-local stars. This duality makes Jungkook unique. Few cultural figures possess this bi-directional pull. He is not merely an Asian artist attempting to break into Western markets. He is a global artist who already belongs to both. For brands, securing him is akin to acquiring a bridge between continents. The trillion-dollar company, aware of this rare advantage, understands that missing the opportunity could allow a competitor to dominate multiple markets simultaneously. Behind Jungkook's name lies an engine of influence that no marketing budget can replicate: his fandom. Millions of fans worldwide act as amplifiers of every move he makes. A single image of him wearing a product can trigger sellouts within hours. A casual mention during a live stream can spark global conversations. The trillion-dollar brand is not blind to this reality. In fact, much of its strategy likely revolves around tapping into this energy. Unlike traditional campaigns that require months of planning and millions in spending, aligning with Jungkook offers immediate impact. His fans become co-marketers, spreading content, generating buzz, and ensuring visibility across platforms. But this comes with responsibility. Fans are protective of Jungkook and demand that brands treat him with respect. If the company fails to honor this unwritten agreement, the backlash could be severe. Thus, the brand's pursuit involves more than contracts and campaigns. It requires an unspoken pact with millions of people worldwide. The ripple effect of this pursuit extends far beyond Jungkook himself. Other artists, brands, and industries are watching closely, understanding that the outcome could redefine industry standards. If a trillion-dollar company successfully secures Jungkook, it will set a precedent. Cultural figures hold bargaining power even against the largest corporations on Earth. This would inspire other artists to renegotiate their terms, seek greater equity, or demand more control over campaigns. It could also push other companies to re-evaluate their reliance on traditional celebrity endorsements. Instead of short-term campaigns, brands may pivot toward deeper, longer-lasting partnerships with figures who embody global cultural relevance. In essence, Jungkook's case is not just about one partnership. It is a test case for the future of brand-artist dynamics. When observers ask why a trillion-dollar brand is willing to chase Jungkook with such intensity, the answer is not only financial, it is symbolic. Corporations of this scale rarely appear vulnerable. Yet here, the pursuit itself reveals a form of acknowledgement. Even the most powerful brand in the world is incomplete without cultural figures like Jungkook. This symbolism resonates deeply with consumers. People see in it a shift in power dynamics. It is no longer individuals chasing corporations for recognition, it is corporations chasing individuals for survival. Jungkook becomes not just a partner, but a representation of cultural authority that even trillion-dollar entities must respect. Speculation continues as to whether Jungkook will accept this pursuit, decline it, or use it as leverage to secure better opportunities elsewhere. Industry insiders believe the process will be prolonged, with negotiations covering not only financial terms, but creative freedom, global initiatives, and long-term vision. Regardless of the outcome, one thing is certain: this chase has already changed the landscape. By pursuing Jungkook so relentlessly, the trillion-dollar brand has validated his unmatched influence. Even if the deal never materializes, the message has been sent. Jungkook stands at the center of global culture, powerful enough to shift strategies of corporations once thought untouchable.